A very beautiful Tuesday morning to everybody watching us out there. It is the 15th day of the month of November. November is the second to the last month of the year. My name is Yinka Kenny. You're welcome onto the show. The show is Bumper Breakfast. The show is where we come to serve you very, very, very delightful breakfast. The year is going to an end, and I know that a lot of people are anticipating to do one or two things before the year runs to an end. What is your preparation? What are you planning to do? Even in the midst of all that is happening around us. Yes, we know we have so much insecurity, we have so much banditry. People cannot even take vacation, outside their territory. Everybody is just but then we still have life, we still have a reason to be happy, we still have a reason, to want to survive. And for everybody out there that is doing all the jackparing things, I'm telling you, we remain in Nigeria, that we decide that Nigeria is our country, and we're going to make this country, a better place than what we see today. A place that people can see and call, and say, yes, this is where I am from. Those of us that have decided that we are going to make efforts to return the lost glory of this country. By the time this country gets all its past glory, by the time this country becomes a country that we look forward to having, we will not accept people. Anyway, let me bring my colleague onto the show this morning. I won't be doing this alone this morning. I have Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi MC Rio in the studio. I'm sure you heard him giggling.
Yes. And, I want to say you've actually spoken the truth and the fact. We are staying to fight for the lost glory of this country.
Yes, sir.
We hope to have it. I know we have it. Amakala,
man. I'm deport one
pada. If you come back, we'll find it difficult to let's. But the truth is, Yinka, if you get the opportunity to go to the United States of America with a citizenship coming with it, are you not going to accept it?
Well, it's not like there's something called dual citizenship. I will gladly accept, but then I will not
go and come back.
Yes.
Always go.
See,
and come
for
back.
Me, Nigeria is my country.
No, Nigeria is a great country too.
Nigeria,
we've got everything to
my
be number
siblings,
one country.
they don't know what to do
world.
about me again. They call me Omo Nigeria really.
Of course you have, because it's not just talking about how the long hours you spend in traffic, and here you still meet up time to come and pass information across the people.
Not even with what I went through this morning, coming from a distance usually from my house to the office is not supposed to be more than 10 minutes. 10, 15, and I tell you, I spent over 1 hour on the road this morning. You say, but then for me, I still believe in Nigeria. And I still believe, because like I would always say, there is no place that you can be an indigent. You can only be a citizen. You cannot be an indigent.
Yes.
Like somebody will say, Mbola Boli in UK.
What do you want to say?
Mbola Boli.
Of course, what do you want to say? You can only become a citizen of that place. You can never be an indigent.
You can never be an indigent.
I know Nigeria will get better. We are getting better. Somebody compared Nigeria with the United States of America. Yeah. And I said to them, do you know how old is the United States? Do you know how many years the United States is older than Nigeria? They did not just get to that place one day. Rome was not built in a day. So we'll continue to take step by step. We are growing.
We're growing.
And one day we will get there.
Definitely.
So one day people will fight for Nigerian visa. Even now, people are fighting for Nigerian visa.
Honestly.
Let's just hope one day people will go to church like we do. We'll go to churches, we'll go to mosques to share testimony that they granted my visa for me. And I'll be like, is it a big deal that they granted your visa? Some people will not even tell you Yinka before they travel. They plan it secretly. Don't tell anybody. And before you know, they've got. And somebody told me one day, said, if you don't want to tell anybody because you're scared that they have jazz, juju, that they will use to stop you from traveling, the same person should have jazz to make them deport you back to Nigeria.
That's it.
So why are you hiding?
That's it. That's it.
Just pray to God and then you move on in life anyway.
I tell you, one thing I want to tell everybody out there this morning is that we, like Andrew said so many years ago, bless his soul, he said, we have no other country. Let's stay here and salvage it together. Let's stay in Nigeria and make Nigeria the country of our dream. We will get there. Yes, ups and downs, a lot of things are happening. But even you look at what is happening in Nigeria, and if you go into the global news, you will realize that it's not peculiar to Nigeria. You talk of recession. Recession is not it's not peculiar to it's not peculiar to Nigeria.
In Ghana, they are scared now of fuel. The amount they buy fuel in Ghana is scary. I talk of the United Kingdom. And so people really, and I always get to blame our government for fuel subsidy removal before. When I realize how much government is paying on every liter of fuel you get, then I just keep quiet and say, so this is, no wonder they are subsidizing it, and about trillions of naira, billions of naira had gone on fuel subsidy. I say, this is it. But a lot of Nigeria still do not understand.
Honestly, you talk about banditry. The world at large is going through some form of banditry, some form of insurgency. But the fact remains that how we manage it is what matters most.
Thank
and
you
I tell
much.
you,
management is very, very germane. Yes.
We're work in progress. Please let's have a little bit of faith in this country. Let's have, and Nigerians, wherever you are, whether at home or in diaspora, make up your mind to be a good representative of the country. Make up your mind to, to do the right things, to carry, we have Nigerians all over the world making Nigeria proud. Same way we have Nigerians all over the world doing negative things. But in the recent times, I would say that Nigerians making Nigeria proud is much more than the negative stories which we hear. And I hope that will continue. Yes, we will definitely.
I love the fact that you said in the recent time, because you talk about 8 Nigerians in the United States.
Honestly, we talked about that yesterday on the show.
And they won. And even the president was so excited. He prayed for them. Abike Dabiri passed the news on time. And I sat down, I was like, since when have these people been in that place? How did they do it? And it's just a sign that Nigeria is going to be great again. That's just a sign.
And that's it. On that note of Nigeria getting great again, we will right now go on a short break. When we return, we will take the stories that made their ways to the front pages of the dailies. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Ṣẹlẹ̀ nígboro.
Menene tana gore party agurinka.
Kò sí akpọtọ n'obodo. Wetin dey ṣẹlẹ̀?
Wetin dey happen?
As e dey go. Wetin dey ṣẹlẹ̀ my people? Ọdọọdún báyìí ní Saporu, ọdọọdún lè wòrà wà, ọ̀tún lọ́jọ́ yọ, ọ̀tún lòrùn ràn. Ọdọọdún báyìí ní Saporu wè, ọdọọdún lè wòrà wà. Wetin dey ṣẹlẹ̀ for this kind economy? MITV, you are going to enjoy the full flesh as it dey happen, as it dey ṣẹlẹ̀, we dey give you back to back. You know as it dey happen now. As it dey ṣẹlẹ̀, we go dey dish am out for this kind ogbonge economy. MITV, ẹ̀yin tèmi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́tù òjèrè, adùn báyìí ní Tóyin, ọ̀tún báyìí lọ́jọ́ yọ. A tún ti balẹ̀ kàṣàgbà síkànnì yìí ká lè máa fún yín tán ní ẹ̀bùn pé táwọn bá ti dé tọ́ba yìí ó máa ṣe kíni kó máa sí rírí wẹ̀rẹ̀ níkànnì ni. Wetin dey ṣẹlẹ̀? Wetin dey? Ẹ máa gbádùn ẹ̀ níkànnì yìí. Ọ̀túnba Adédèyàdé ìlú ọkọ̀tì. Wetin dey ṣẹlẹ̀?
Passion and ambition.
Look at the way my boss was looking at you.
I'm maybe someone.
incessant crime and deceit.
Tell you, don't get go what's past corridor.
400,000.
Intertwined in the corridors of power.
I know you killed GPT and set him up.
On and off the streets.
Hey, don't try to be smart with me. I'm an officer of the law.
Covenant. Showing weekdays at 8 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
And welcome back. Right now, we go straight to the stories that made their way to the front pages of the dailies. And I'm starting with the Guardian newspaper this morning. The lead story in the Guardian newspaper is, despite Buhari's pledge to cut costs, presidential fleet racks up 64.15 billion naira. And the riders are what Buhari's 237-day medical trips cost taxpayers, and landing, fuel, parking charges go up over 1.1 billion naira. Experts lament capital flight lost to medical tourism. I hope we just keep praying that someday we will grow above the medical tourism. Below the nameplate of the Guardian newspaper, NBC imposes a 2 million naira fine on Rise News for alleged breach of broadcasting code. Court sacks Akwa Ibom APC Guba candidate or orders fresh primaries and make debate mandatory for presidential Guba candidates. CNPP tells our federal government. Ministry summons a meeting. This owns Ethiopia dominated Nigerian air. And Afenifere raises the alarm over kidnapping, burning of INEC offices in Southwest. Honestly, the story of Arise Television since last night has been going.
Got 2 million naira fine.
The 2 million naira fine.
But from other sources, where they've apologized, even to the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission.
Well, to everything there will be consequences. To everything there will be consequences, because as a media practitioners, yes, and people, at times, most times when you see news on social media, you take it with a pinch of salt. You just like, well, social media is not an authentic, an authentic platform to pass information. So when you listen to news, when you listen to information from the electronic media or from the print media, you want to take it to the bank that, okay, yes, this information is right. And that is why we need to be very careful. Even as media practitioners, as individuals, we should also be careful about what we go and disseminate, even on our platforms on social media. Like I tell a friend of mine, I say, you don't just keep sharing and sharing and sharing. How much have you verified this information you are sharing? So this is, I'm sure, this is going to be, is making like a scapegoat. Is an example that let us be the gatekeepers that we are. And it also bounces back to the fact that, so many people also feels that probably the station is somehow biased, about the party, blah and blah and blah. So many things going on social media and all of that. But so with this error, they just some sort of blew it up, to say, to make people feel that, yeah, they've been biased. But I want to say, but if you ask me, I will just say that it was an error. It was a mistake. And like we say, a mistake, anyone can make mistake at any point in time.
That's a mistake that you should know. It's a sensitive period, and
very sensitive.
The person they made this mistake on is somebody that is always in the media, even despite the fact that he's not part of this current administration, is this party. But yeah, he came out so many times to say, I was never at any stage demanded for anything from this administration. But yet people continue to say, oh, but you introduced the president to us. So it's like Nigerians are angry and transferring aggression that's supposed to be transferred to the president on Tinubu. And yet, maybe by chance, one of them or their presenters, is in that school of thought that, oh, you cost us pain, you introduced us. And the moment they just get any information, they just pass it across, knowing the fact that, oh, there is no media house that does not have their own audience. And funny thing is, you don't have idea of people that are watching you or listening to you.
I'm sure that they must have learned from this grave error, because for me, what I am worried for them about is their audience, because a lot of audience would have just lost the trust, because you have your preferred station, you have your preferred presenters and everything. There are some people that they will say, oh, once Yinka Kenny says it, then
that's the fact.
It is authentic.
No government can say
it's authentic.
Yes.
You understand? So they say, once I hear it on MITV, it's authentic.
Of course.
Once I hear it on this station,
it's
authentic.
They don't
so
at
the point in time where you now make this grave error, it affects the trust that people have, and I tell you, it just drops, your viewership, your fan base and everything. So, but I want to believe that they will rise again. They will rise above this.
The truth is, that particular station is not the first time they have been fined by the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission.
Well, several stations get fined from time to time.
We should just be careful anyway.
Yes, we should. And you see, back and forth at Akwa Ibom State about the Guba candidates.
The senatorial ticket for Godswill Akpabio?
No, the APC in Akwa Ibom State, the APC primaries that was conducted. There was a judgment yesterday. They've been back and forth.
Affected Akpabio
from the court and all of that. And a lot of people are saying that the court has no right to say, to tell who is a member of the party
and who is not
a member of the party, that the onus lies on the party itself. Well, the court has passed this judgment, and the court has even given them, I think it's 14 or 15 days, I cannot remember now.
To go do the primary.
Yeah, to go.
So it's not like the court is saying you are not a member or this member, but if there is a problem in the party, yes, the highest place you can take it to for a solution is the court.
Is the court. But the court has passed the judgment. There's nothing we can do about it. Right. And CNPP coming to talk about presidential debate being mandatory. I wonder which law that one. Should we take that to the House?
Well,
Should we take that to the House now, or to the to the House for them to pass it as a law?
It's not constitutionalized, but then it's a tradition that even as small as the student union government is, they would call you out for manifestos, for debate. To just come.
But you have a right to say yes. You have a right to say no.
Provided you're doing your own background check, you're doing your own assignment, and then it's sure for you that without debate you will get there. But regardless what it takes, we are in the 21st century. We are in a generation where people want to see you talk. People don't just want you to go out there, send your people out, like they want to hear from the horse's mouth. So it's not like a particular person, although some media houses want to use that platform to sell their own media house. Let's organize debates for these people, and sometimes they can be biased. Like you have been seeing, let's say for instance, a particular media house has been carrying a news against a particular candidate, and yet they want to have a debate and want to invite that candidate to come. The candidate will be scared, like, are you sure you don't want to set me up?
Biased.
Because you're biased already.
No. For me, it's a debate. It is what it is. It's just what it is. It's a debate, and anybody can come up for a debate. But then, where I do not where I do not align,
Mandating it.
yes, making it mandatory. You know, where I have a right to come visit you or not. You can't
course.
mandate me
Of
to
course.
come pay you a visit. All right. The Nation newspaper is also coming from the Rise TV news angle as the lead, as you know, below the nameplate right now. It's fake news. NBC finds Rise TV 2 billion naira, and Buhari orders injures for Tinubu Shettima campaign kickoff. The lead story on the front page of the Nation is Abdul Salami panel. Rising violence threatens polls. Politicians not ready to play by the rules, says INEC. Now, brings me back to the meeting of the APC presidential candidate and the PDP presidential candidate at the airport.
I saw the video couple of times. I watched that video more than 5 times, and I was just smiling. Like, see the way these guys are relating.
I tell you.
See the way they are talking, and you are outside there want to kill yourself for one person.
I'm telling you.
People always know how to relate with themselves.
I tell
They
you.
You will see Tinubu will come outside and say, if Atiku enter, he will rule Nigeria from Dubai. Atiku will come and say, Tinubu is not healthy enough to do this. They continue to say, but once they see themselves, I'm sure they laugh at those things.
No, but I tell you, really, if you ask me, I would say that it's a game. It doesn't mean that we should be enemies. You know, it's a game of numbers. It's a game of
interest.
It's a game. You know, and for me, I want to see more of this play out. I want to see more of the candidates, you know, see themselves on the street, chat and move on. I want to see a Nigeria when after elections we go we forget politics and face governance. I want to see a Nigeria where probably we have an APC president and we have ministerial appointments from PDP, from APGA, from, you know, where you just feel that,
like
okay,
we are not really ripe for that.
I really look forward to that kind of Nigeria where you become, you know, okay, the winner of the election, and you sit back at the round table and ask yourself, who can we find in other parties that, you know, can make a difference, you know, to all of this. I really look forward to that kind of Nigeria where we drop politics and face governance.
It's a beautiful,
honestly,
innovative, and you know, I just hope they can see you, hear you this morning, and be like, okay, this person is making some sense. Because when you check the APCs in government right now, and when you check the PDP, trust me, there are some intelligent, sound minds that are there.
all over, in APGA, in Labour, everywhere.
You know,
But it's a game, you know, and I tell people that in every game, you cannot have 2 winners. One person, no matter how many
in a
people,
football final, somebody has to win the cup. So
they will continue to play penalty until somebody will.
But nobody is a loser. That's one thing they don't know. Fact that you have the courage to come outside to contest for a particular post, and you even lost, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. You know, a lot of time, even coming to the social television programs where you have competition, you figure out that the person who even lose will eventually come out stronger than the person that won that particular competition.
Exactly.
So the willingness to work with the winner too matters.
And I will not leave this topic without talking to the will I call it fans or supporters now, supporters of candidates, of politicians, of political candidates. Please, we have said it for the upton time. These people, they are friends, they meet themselves, they dine with themselves.
They attend functions together.
Exactly.
They invite themselves for their children's wedding.
Their children get married to each other. So why kill yourself over what is not?
Or make enemies. Create enemies for yourself.
We don't need it. Try, you know, sell your candidate in a civilized way. Sell your candidate to whoever cares to listen, and if someone does not care to listen, move on. Let's be civil. Let's not cause trouble. Let's not cause violence. We've had too many violence in the recent times. Please, you don't have to fight with your neighbor. You don't have to fight with your friends because of your candidate. And because we do not share the same opinion, it doesn't mean that we cannot relate with each other nicely. That is something we must keep talking about, and we must keep practicalizing. I tell you, for me, I have my candidates, and when I'm telling people about my candidates, if you at the point you don't want to hear, I let you go. If you want to listen, I let you. I try to sell my candidate to you. If you feel that, well, I'm not making sense, because in life, what makes sense to you might just be nonsense to you.
We see life from different angles, from different perspectives. One man food is another man poison.
That's it.
Everybody cannot sleep and face the same side. A lot of people come with different opinions, and you have to respect people's opinion. That's just what I say. If you say you love Mr. A and I love Mr. B, I don't need to force you to love Mr. B, because the reasons why you love Mr. A, I might not be seeing any sense. Why would you love somebody? Well, like we met the lady and said the reason why I love my husband is because his skin is soft. I'm like, what are you saying? You go get out from here and say, oh, some people love their husband because they give them money. Someone says it's not about the money, so you have a reason why you love. But are you sure is reason enough to make a change?
It doesn't matter what is reason enough for you. It might not be reason enough for me.
So
it's just relative.
Just respect people's opinion.
Exactly.
And stop attacking people on social media. I don't want to mention names, but I see on social media you can't post to say nice one to a particular candidate. You will see some people will come straight for you. You are an enemy of this country. You are part of the person who doesn't want this country to grow. You are this, you are that. And by the time you start to give them reasons why I said this, they will keep quiet. Because the problem of today is a lot of youth today do not read or do research. They just see the recap of yesterday to judge today, and they don't even understand what the tomorrow looks like. They don't focus. They just imagine this person. They don't know politics as important. That is a game of interest. It's a game of number. You still have to focus.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Above the nameplate of the Nation newspaper, why I invited Buhari, Obi, Kwakwanso, others by Wike. Okay. If you want to know about that, just go get the Nation newspaper
really
this morning.
One Nigeria. I'm telling you, because now he's bringing Obi, he's bringing Adams Oshiomhole is coming, he's bringing the Emir of Kano, he's bringing His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari. Yeah. Well, all
right, poverty doubled under Obi, says Soludo. That that the publication by Soludo, it's been going.
I don't know. Recently, it's not like he said. Right. He said two things this morning that I even had to say on radio. One, he said the Labour Party can never be threat to ABGA. I don't know. I don't
Let's
know
just
what.
leave that. Let's just leave that.
And he comes again to talk about Obi's not going to become something.
I read that piece, and well. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Petrol subsidy not sustainable. Ipman insists Oyo Ogun to end kidnapping on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. And I cannot say amen to that, because Lagos Ibadan Expressway is a major expressway in Nigeria. It's an expressway where we cannot afford to have high level of banditry
or bandit
on that
criminal,
road, because
criminality
on that road.
I feel there should be drones flying, helicopters.
I want to believe that the Oyo State government and Ogun State government will really be on top of their games.
I hope
on all of this.
I hope.
Okay, we go on a commercial break right now. When we return, we will continue with the newspaper review. Don't go anywhere.
We don't tire,
dìbò fún Dr. Abdulaziz Ọlájídé Adédìran Jandor fún ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Ọlọ́mbrẹ́là PDP. Power to the people.
This is what Father wanted, then maybe we should.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it this instant! Stop it!
The dying declaration of a king intensifies the rivalry between two brothers.
We cannot sit back and take it.
Brother, I do not want to fight with you.
And sets them on a path of infinite enmity. How dirty does it get?
But let me tell you something today. I will not sit down, fold my arms and do nothing.
Find out in this intriguing epic story, Itura, showing weekdays at 8:30 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
Since they are crucial.
Níbo ló ti kò sẹ́ni yẹn sí? All right, welcome back. Yes, we go on with the news paper review. The Punch newspaper this morning has a list story 2023 polls. Soludo attacks Obi again, says ex-governor cannot win. Negotiate with Tinubu. Atiku Soludo advises Southeast. Why I rejected Obi's offer to defect to PDP in 2017 poll, says Anambra governor. And Soludo allowing himself to be used. Obi will win. That's coming from the Labour Party this morning. And we also have Tinubu's victory certain, says Lalong as campaign begins. And driver arrested for crushing Ekiti policemen to death. Oil theft. Federal government arraigns 16 foreigners, detains a vessel. Above the nameplate, we have INEC office attacks. Worry UK. US opposes rigging. And military places 95 million bounty on 19 bandits kingpins. Organized private sector sets a $9 trillion agenda for federal government. And beside the nameplate, we have half pay. ASU says lecturers, intellectuals, not casual workers. In fact, this ASU matter, when I saw that again, I was like, I don't
want to be judgmental. In short, I don't want to talk about ASU. I just want to, keep quiet and see how it plays, between the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, Minister of Education, the federal government itself, the president itself, and Professor Emmanuel Shodeke. Let's see what happened between them. It's not, they should go and settle it's a family issue now. Honestly, because they are all governments. The same lecturer are still in government. A lot of them will still get, government appointment and all. Some of them are even in support of the government. Some are not. And that is why even ASU itself is divided. And that is why some people can agree to have, a fraction of ASU to say this. So what is their agenda? What's their point?
I'm not on this with you.
They are not. I will sit on the stool alone.
Oh my God. I just pray and hope that we will just...
They will have the problem solved.
This will just end.
Because it's scary now. They might just want to strike again.
No.
Because the Association of Parents... they are already coming.
I think what they are saying is that they are going to boycott. They're going to boycott classroom for one day. So the days will vary from school to school. But I think what they are saying now is, for now, they will boycott classroom for one day.
Okay, give us again a lecture free day. All right.
Nigerian Tribune. The lead story here is Peter Obi knows he can't and won't win. That's coming from Soludo. And the writer is the game he is playing is the main reason he didn't return to APGA. The brutal truth is that there are two-person stroke parties seriously contesting for president. The rest is exciting drama. The current fleeting frenzy, if not checked, will cost Indigo dearly for years. Well, that piece has been flying all over the news.
Is that coming from Soludo too?
Yeah, it's part of. I read that piece he wrote. Okay. It's part of his write-up. Well, that's his opinion. Everybody is entitled to his or her own opinion. Jaws agog as APC flags off Tinubu presidential campaign today, and Nigerian students in US increased by 12.3%. That's a report. And Afenifere expresses concern over incessant kidnapping on our Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. 96 died in Bayelsa flood. 1.2 million people displaced. That's coming from our Bayelsa state government. And African tops world's undiagnosed diabetes. That's coming. A statement by the World Health Organization. 1 in 10 adults has diabetes. U.S. earmarks $50 million for 2023 polls. Above the nameplate, we have our defense headquarters declares 19 terrorists wanted, places a $5 million bounty on each, and 23.7 million Nigerians in 26 states to be in fourth crisis between June and August 2023. That's a report. And peace accord under threat. Abdusalami Kuka raises alarm, say comments action by political actors disappointing. Those are the stories that made their way to the front page of Nigerian Tribune. Okay, what is interesting here? Well, bounty on terrorists, 5 million.
Is it for each person or for everybody?
On each of them. Well, I pray they get.
People are about to cash out again. And the whistleblower will sit down and say, I did something like that came out during the whistleblower. Okay. And now it's about 5 million.
We go right now we go on a short commercial break. When we return, we will bring you the news recap. Stay with us, we will be right back.
We don't die for where we dey, oh yeah. Now so promise and fail, oh yeah. And we don't wait. PDP don't come again. Jando malole she alama tele o. Jando for governor. Jando under PDP. Jando 2023. Jando alama tele o. Jando for governor. Jando for Lagos. Jando for everybody. Fight for Lagos. Fight for Lagos.
Vote Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor as Governor of Lagos State. PDP! Power to the people!
My husband killer dey outside. He dey waka.
Passion and ambition.
Look at the way my boss was looking at you.
I'm loving someone.
Incessant crime and deceit.
I tell you, don't get go horse past corridor.
400,000.
Intertwined in the corridors of power.
I know you killed GPT and set him up.
On and off the streets.
Hey, don't try to be smart with me. I'm an officer of the law.
Covenant. Showing weekdays at 8 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
Welcome back. Right now, we bring you the news recap. The Defense Headquarters on Monday published details of 19 wanted terrorists with a reward of 5 million naira. 5 million naira for any person who brings information leading to the arrest of any of the insurgents. In a statement, the Director of Finance, the Director of Defense Information, Major General Jimmy Akpo, said Nigerians should contact the military on 091-359-04467 with relevant information that can lead to their capture. The statement cited said the identities of 19 terrorist commanders who have been wreaking havoc in northeast, northwest, and north central zones of the country.
Well, President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday folded the 2023 budget proposals of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) and that of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) to the House of Representatives for consideration and approval. Also folded were the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal (CCT) and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria (Alteration Bill 2022) to the House.
And we go straight to the Senate. Right now, the Senate gave a Visible Concept, the construction firm handling the 30 billion naira renovation work at the National Assembly, a marching order on speedy completion and delivery of projects. This is as the site engineer handling the renovation work of the National Assembly complex, Engineer Tajuddin Olanipekun, demanded for more mobilization funds in the presence of the Executive Secretary of Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, Shehu Hadi Hamad, during on-the-spot assessment of the project by the Senate Committee on Federal Capital Territory.
All right.
That this Saturday we'll see a lot of people working. The number of you who are on site here, you are very few. And you are telling me you are going to meet up. How are you going to meet up? And I'm happy that the ES have talked about the second phase. You see, we don't want this project to get to a point that next year it will now be another issue. The government will now start thinking of it. Let everything that is required for this project to move forward be beyond, so that we know that okay, we are looking towards completion. So what are the challenges? Because you are talking as if you are not even part of the company. The fact is that what are the problems? Why is the slow pace of work? The plan originally was that by January ending, the two chambers will be operational. But the way I'm looking at it, I don't know how you want to meet up the January deadline. I doubt if that's visible. So what are the problems? What are the constraints? And I'm sure you have been paid. Abi, you people have been paid.
Yes, yes.
So what?
Inside the chambers, we need to build those scaffolds to reach the summit of the ceiling, which we've just completed now. We are now mounting platforms, which are the work platform, that will enable our workers to climb onto through the scaffold to reach the ceiling. So that is what we are doing, and most of the works are internal. The external work is on the dome and the pyramids. So, and people are there. In terms of the fluctuation or the fluctuation in the price, yes. We place orders for all the equipment and items at the beginning of the contract. But in payment terms, we don't give 100% of money to be used in procurement because it has to be staggered by the payment terms of the supplier. And in that case...
So the problem is money.
Money, yes.
It's money.
Yes.
We shall come to you for more funds.
All right, still the news recap. In another development, the Lagos State government says it is committed to strengthening collaboration with the French government on agro-aid and the bilateral relations. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated this when he received the Senate's committee members of the Foreign Affairs, Defense, and Armed Forces of the Senate of the French Republic, led by the French ambassador to Nigeria, Emmanuel Bertman, on the courtesy call to Lagos House Marina. The governor commended the parliamentarians who were on oversight function, saying they would further strengthen synergy between French and Nigeria on security, trade, commerce, transportation, technology, create employment opportunities for youth, among other interventions.
In transportation that you mentioned, they are helping us, and there's a loan that we're currently drawing down on. The scope of the transaction a little bit, but we're on track. Like you said, he's also interested in the election coming up in our country, because we know that some of the presidential candidates have tried to see him. They are trying to know what his thoughts are. So we know that French government is interested in the outcome of our election.
Mission. First of all, it's been quite some time that we haven't had French parliamentarians coming to Nigeria. I think it shows the interest and the strategic importance on all sectors and all levels that we have for.
Was still in Lagos, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has commended the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration for its support in the revamping of the National Theatre and hosting the first United Nations World Tourism Organization UNWTO Global Conference holding in Lagos. Speaking when he led the United Nations World Tourism Delegation to pay a courtesy visit on Governor Sanwo-Olu at the Lagos House Marina, the minister said with the support of the administration, the first phase of the complex had been completed and land had been reclaimed and infrastructure had been put in place in the area.
That the state continue to improve living standard and continue to be a resilient and a sustainable city. It continue to provide provide opportunity for young Nigerians. It's all about job creation. It's all about giving opportunity for the youth, for the young population that have a future ahead of them.
Because you took it on yourself to reclaim a huge portion of the abandoned land in National Theatre to build 4 verticals, one for information and technology, one for fashion, one for music, and one for the film industry.
Nigeria and African continent never had such big youth population like it's today. This is the first time, and this is the biggest population in the history of the planet. So we want to support youth, especially in Nigeria. We saw that there is a huge talent. I announced today that 50% of projects we received from all over the world was from Nigeria.
Right, controversies on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, the Federal High Court Abuja has adjourned indefinitely the trial of the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The terrorism charge brought against him by the federal government Justice Binta Inyako put the trial signed die at the instance of Kanu pending the resolution of the federal government appeal against the October 13 judgment of the Court of Appeal that discharged him from the terrorism charges.
Okay, now to the fight against drug abuse. The operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Ogun State on Monday revealed the command made a seizure of 3.587 tons of dried cannabis sativa in Ogiri, Remo area of Ogun State. Addressing newsmen at the command's headquarters in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, NDLEA commander in Ogun State, Achi Abia Ibinabo, said the cannabis sativa were found in a warehouse that was used for storage purposes. On his part, the special advisor to Ogun State Governor on Security, Olushola Subar, said the government will continue to support security agencies in the state towards achieving remarkable feats.
House, those things where they stay, they keep it, and distribute it. Well, for NDLEA, it's worrying. However, more worrying for Nigeria and Ogun State, knowing that this magnitude of drugs, cannabis sativa, would have filtered into use, consumption by our people. This was actually brought in from another state to be distributed in the states. So you would have known the antecedents that would have followed, the crimes that it would have influenced, kidnapping, rape, whatever, armed robbery. In fact, kidnappers even ask of those things now before the
farm of a plantation of cannabis sativa was destroyed about a month ago. It was through the effort of government in supporting them with logistics and then the intelligence gathered by the officers of the NDLEA that brought about the destruction of that particular plantation. So we still continue to support and assist them to ensure that we rid our society, especially in Ogun State, of drugs. And we encourage them also, those that are consumers of these drugs, that NDLEA should, continue with the counseling programs that they do for them, so that they are discouraged from taking drugs.
And that is all we have for you on the recap of the news. We go on a short break now. When we return, we will continue with the discussion of the day. Please do stay with us. We will be right back.
Here for the show-stopping magic of a moment.
Get DSTV Compact with an HD decoder plus dish kit for only 14,900 Naira to watch all 64 matches. Here for every fan.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ nígboro?
Menene tana gore party a gurinka.
Kò sí akpọ̀tọ̀ n'obodo.
Wetin dey ṣẹlẹ̀?
Wetin dey happen?
As e dey go. Ụmụnne m na ụmụnna m, anyị abakwala n'ebe ọ na-akpọtụkwa na MITV. Ka ha na-eme ebe ọ wetin dey shele. Onwe ihe na-eme na Lagos, na mpaghara Lagos niile. Were ya bịa na MITV, ọwa ahịa ka ị na-azụ. Ọ chọọchị program ka ị na-eme. Nna were ya bịa ebe ahụ. Ọ na MITV ka ọ na-akpọtụkwa ahụ. Ọwa anyị nwa na wetin dey ka a ga-eme ka ụwa niile na mpaghara ụwa niile mara ihe ị na-eme. Biko MITV ka ọmụ ka a na-akpọ Chukwudi Ọnwụka. Ana m ebe ahụ. Were ngwa ya gị bịa. Were ngwa ya gị bịa ka anyị ga-eme ka ọ na-akpọtụ.
Wetin dey shele.
ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n pa bíá.